Alright, so moving into chapter 18, we have 2 weeks left of this course, so we are just about finished here. I know it's been quite the ride together. I hope that you guys have taken away from this course some generalist practice techniques that you can utilize in your real-life working settings. Chapter 18, this week, you've got video activity, helper, studio, case study, and an exercise, and that just is on top of the normal polling activities, readings, quizzes, reflection, all of that. You guys are doing a great job. Make sure that you keep up with your assignments. They're all due August 2nd and no later than. There won't be extensions, okay? I have to enter final grades on August 3rd, but I'll be in there grading stuff this week and getting everything current, so just keep up the good work. This week in chapter 18, I read through the chapter, and it really focuses on barriers to change and what we do as practitioners to encourage change within our clients who may be resistant, recognizing some things that might come between your client and their ability to change. Relational dynamics is mentioned, just that's being self-aware, self-exploration, and self-control as you work with your clients. So that basically is just considering your personal thoughts, beliefs, culture, and recognizing that it's different than the person that you're working with potentially, or that there will be differences there. And recognizing those differences and just exploring your own. As practitioners, we come into contact with clients often who present with similar issues, as similar concerns as to concerns that we've been through as practitioners. If that makes sense. I think I worded that super weird. But definitely, as practitioners, we need to separate how we reacted to a situation and how they might react to a similar situation, okay? It goes into under and over involvement as a practitioner, and how it could reduce our abilities to empathize with our clients if we're under-involved, or if we're over-involved. We might be overly sympathetic or emotional, seeking non-professional contact with our clients. An example of that could be just sharing your cell phone number with someone, saying, hey, message me anytime you want. That's not healthy. We got to create boundaries. These are working relationships, and it's very easy when you're working with people to start to feel a connection with people and want to be there for them at all costs. But we need to always establish that professional boundary, that I have maybe a family to go home to at night. I can't be on the phone with you at night when I'm off the clock. As badly as we want to be sometimes, it's just not feasible. What that does is it leads to burnout and compassion fatigue. When we overexert ourselves to help others, we experience situations of fatigue. It's just like a really crazy workout. You're tired afterward, right? It's the same thing, but mentally, okay? It's a mental workout, working with clients with intense concerns, family issues, personal issues. It is a mental workout, and you're tired after it's all said and done. At the end of the day, you're exhausted, right? In my day job, when I leave at 4:30, I'm super tired, just from meeting with people, working with them through some issues or concerns, making sure that they're on track with their case plans. It can be exhausting. So we need to be aware of these terms, burnout and compassion fatigue. They're different, okay? Burnout may, most of the time, revolves around an unmanageable workload, right? You're working, tired. Compassion fatigue is listening to disturbing narratives over and over again, also referred to as vicarious trauma. It's a constant state of tension, preoccupation with the individual, and collective trauma about the clients that we work with, okay? Combating compassion fatigue, self-care, self-care, self-care. I can say it over and over and over. You'll hear it over and over and over through your studies and when you enter the field. It's very important to have emotional boundaries, professional boundaries, like I just mentioned, some hobbies, healthy relationships in your life. You may want to journal. I put in there brain dumping. I enjoy doing that. It's just, you just sit down with a pen and a piece of paper and write down everything that's on your mind, whether or not it makes any sense at all. You just, this is what's on my mind. I got to get it out, and then crumble up that piece of paper and throw it away and move on. You could seek personal therapy. I've done just that. Work can start to feel real unmanageable, and you can start to feel like, when I sought therapy, it was, I felt bad for having issues in my own life, because I met with so many people who had issues that were far more severe than the issues that I presented with. And I felt like I wasn't allowed to have these issues, right? So I sought therapy myself, and I realized through that therapy that it's okay for me to have issues, regardless of if those issues are as severe or less severe than the people that I work with on a daily basis. You know, there are support groups, meetings out there that you can attend to also assist you with dealing with your compassion fatigue, okay? So when we're working with our clients, we want to establish trust, and we're trying to assist with change. So to assist with change, we got to show some respect, create some trust, which evolves over time. We do that by showing interest and caring and being real genuine. And if you can't find yourself in a place of being genuine or understanding or caring about the clients you're working with for one reason or another, then you go and you talk to your supervisor about that there's some kind of disconnect, you can't connect. Maybe it's due to transference or whatever it is, but you got to be open with your communication with the care team that you're involved with, across all domains, right? So, and in working with our clients, we want to keep in mind that their resistance or rigid behavior is also most of the time pretty normal. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's because of something that you're doing wrong. Change is unfamiliar. It's uncomfortable. People don't like change. I don't like change. And so just assisting our clients through that process, creating that rapport and the trust is very vital. I talked a little bit about transference already. Transference is a reaction related to unresolved feelings, wishes, anxieties specific to you as a practitioner. Again, talk with your supervisors if there's an instance of transference that you can't get through. I've had issues of transference working with clients, and I've gone and talked to my supervisors. Like, I don't think I'm an appropriate practitioner for this specific client. It's really creating, what it does is it inhibits the client's process when I'm stuck on something, right? So it's just having that open communication, again, like I said, with the care team, with your supervisor. So how do we motivate change? So we're gonna, like I said, experience resistant clients, which is normal. Their resistance is a healthy, self-protective response to change. So things that we need to consider as practitioners: do they have the resources to change? Are there environmental concerns? Are there relational barriers present? Then moving into reactance theory, we need to consider, so for example, working where I work, many times clients try to find the loophole and they engage in superficial compliance. So they will attend, their doctor appointments, they'll attend their therapy appointments, they'll do what they need to do just to get, to a place where they're prescribed medication, which is maintenance medication, Suboxone, Vivitrol, whatever, just to avoid becoming sick over not having that medication. But are they really engaged, right? So goal development we need to consider is an individualistic process. We need to avoid reacting, present choices, and maintain a client-centered and client-driven, sorry, somebody just walked into the room and walked out. It took my train of thought. But we need to maintain that client-centered, client-driven approach in our practice to make sure that people are actually really engaging in services and working towards change and progressing, right? So positive connotation, redefining problems, the strength perspective. We want to always minimize clients' need to defend themselves, our clients feeling pressured to follow a certain course of treatment. Again, that goes back to the client-centered, client-driven approach. We, as practitioners, don't ever want to push a client into a certain direction. We want to assist them in talking with us about the direction they'd like to go into. And we do that by reframing. So, for instance, I do have a client right now who comes from an affluent family, a family of individuals who have chosen jobs that are, quote, normal per societal expectation, right? You're a teacher, you're an attorney, you're a doctor, whatever. This guy, though, he's chosen a career path of teaching overseas, right? So when he comes home, he does not have transportation. He does not have a house of his own. And guess what? He doesn't want any of that. That's not important to him. So reframing that's okay. If that's, you got to look at the forest and not the trees. Are you functioning? Are you satisfied? Do you feel fulfilled? Are you able to navigate without housing when you come home and without transportation when you come home? Or is it impacting your ability to function, right? And it's not. And so just keeping that in mind when you're working with clients or patients, that people will have goals that may not be normal per society expectation, right? That we work with them, we make sure that they're functioning and that they're fulfilled, and that they feel like they're able to have all of their needs met, right? So, this is a quick PowerPoint. It's just one chapter this week. Make sure, again, that you get your work in by August 2nd. Final grade will reflect completed assignments, and I hope you're surviving this heat wave. It's very hot outside. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Be on the lookout for grades. I'm going to sit down and do a lot of grading over the next few days, and I hope that all of you are well, and I will talk to you next week with the last lecture of the semester.